This book, Generation Me, she lumps people that are born in the 70s, 80s, and 90s into one generation. And she says that people born in these 3 decades share something. They share the fact that they've never known a world that put duty before self. They've never known a world that put duty, a sense of obligation to society and family, etc., before self. For our entire experience has been one where I'm numero uno, I come first. It's all about me. And so she entitles them Generation Me. And she says specifically for this generation, there's never been a bigger disparity between people's hope and then people's reality. She wrote another book called The Narcissism Epidemic. The epidemic, the widespread tendency for people to be selfish. Living in the age of entitlement. Istihqaq. People having the feeling that they have a right to people. They're entitled to certain things. So this is one of the things that colors young people's experience today. It's a defining factor for many, many young people. They have this sense that they deserve things because it's proven that people who have a sense of entitlement are less likely to succeed in academia, in their studies, and less likely to succeed in work. And entitlement is a satanic thing. Shaitan, when Allah created Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam and put him in the earth as the Khalifa, as the vicegerent, Shaitan thought he should still be the number one. Why are you making him? I'm better than he is. You created me from fire and created him from earth. So entitlement is a satanic phenomenon. So how does this relate to being young? What should young people benefit from Islam, and how should we reconcile hope and reality? Number one, through contentment. Being content. Not having a sense of entitlement, but feeling content, qana'ah, having a sense of contentment with what Allah Ta'ala decrees. In terms of our standard of living, being pleased with what Allah has given you in your life. Not to negate that we have to work and struggle, but to be pleased with what Allah has written for you. Al-qana'a kanzun la yafna. It's an endless treasure when you're content with what you have. Whereas if no matter how much money you have, if you're not content, you still are poor. And you all have heard the story that the Mashaykh narrate of a man who, a person came to him in his dream and he says, you have 1,000 gold coins buried under such and such tree. And he said to him, Afiha baraka? Do they have baraka? Are they blessed? He said, no. He said, I'm not interested. So a couple nights later, the man comes to him again in his dream. He says, you have 100 gold coins under this tree. He says, does it have baraka? Is it blessed? He said, no. He said, I'm not interested. So then he told his wife, I saw this dream. He told me 1,000 gold coins and 100 gold coins. I asked him if there was baraka. He said, no. So I said, I don't want it. She said, Anta ma fik baraka. She said, you don't have baraka. Why didn't you take it? So then the man comes and says, there's 10 left, 10 gold coins. He said, does it have baraka? He said, no. He came finally to the last dream. He said, there's only 2 left. 2 gold coins. He said, awafihima baraka, but is there baraka? Do they have blessing? He said, yes. He said, that's what I'm after. So he goes, finds the coins in the place that the man told him about, takes them and gives them to his wife because they were poor. They didn't have the sufficient means to live. And she goes and buys a fish in the marketplace and brings it home to make lunch because that's all that they had. And when she cut it open, she found a gem in the middle of a precious gem in the middle of the fish, and it was worth way more than 1,000 gold coins because it had barakah. So when you're content, Allah will put barakah in what you have in your life. So the Muslim has this advantage, and this is one of the things that can give us hope, is to be content with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decrees.